Rabbi Cantor Albrecht, thank you for your wisdom and guidance and beautiful singing during these hard times. If there's any way in the future you can keep your sermon in Musaf this brief, we would all love it. Just kidding, we love your sermons in Musaf. Hello Beth Tefillah, I hope everyone is doing well. As you can see, I'm standing in a very large and very beautiful sanctuary, which looks a little familiar. I've probably been here once or twice a long time ago. The reason I came here is not because I demolished my house or to get to the cholent first at the Kiddush, but rather to try to imagine what it would be like when we are fortunate enough to return here. As I mentioned in the last video, when we come back, we will hopefully be excited again to daven to Hashem in His house and reconnect with each other. We will arrive early, daven harder, and daven better. But what will the Torah reading look like? You should know that the Ramah, Rav Moshe Isserles, who is the halachic authority for Ashkenazic Jewry and lived in the 16th century, says that if an entire community missed the Torah reading on Shabbos, it should be made up the following Shabbos. But what if, as in our case, there are many Shabboses and many Torah readings that were missed? The Mishnah Berurah in his commentary says that many authorities, including the Vilna Gaon in the 18th century, say to just make up the previous week's parsha. Others argue you should make up every single Torah portion that was missed, and others say, although we aren't obligated to do this, it is commendable to do this. So what will we do at Beth Tefillah? Well, I've decided that because my contract will be up soon, and I fear further angering members of the board who are already on my case for the house demolition of 2 weeks ago, I've opted for the first school of thought to only make up last week's parsha. Additionally, I am in fact a direct descendant of the Vilna Gaon. I think I'm a 10th generation descendant. Although we did not know each other too well, there's one thing that the Vilna Gaon and I seem to be similar. That is that there are many stories about the Vilna Gaon's brilliance. In one story, a man asked him something like 70 questions in a row about religion and Jewish philosophy. He patiently waited, and at the end, not only answered all 70 questions without having written anything down, but showed how questions 3 and 22 could be answered by question 62, and question 14 and 49 contradicted each other. I, on the other hand, have the unique ability where somebody can ask me one question, and not only do I not know the answer to that one question, but I often forget what the question was in the first place. It's interesting to note that there could be other scenarios where a shul would have to make up a Torah reading. If a fight broke out in the middle of Torah reading and the shul was unable to complete the Torah portion, or more likely in a case where the Torah reader left out even one word and it wasn't discovered until after Shabbos ended, the shul would have to make up the entire Torah reading next Shabbos. In the event that the situation was discovered and rectified by the afternoon, then the shul can read the entire Torah reading at Mincha Shabbos afternoon, in addition to the regular Shabbos afternoon Mincha Torah reading. I should add that if the board or the Religious Services Committee does decide to make up 30 parshas at once, I may be on vacation that Shabbos, so don't look for me. I want to conclude with one last item. Because there sadly won't be any bar mitzvahs here for the next little while, on behalf of the shul, I would like to proudly present myself with my very own personalized siddur and Kiddush cup, which I will accept on their behalf. In honor of this special occasion, Malki and I will be sponsoring the super deluxe, all-you-can-eat and highly expensive Kiddush after davening the Shabbos. Unless, of course, we happen to be back in shul this Shabbos, in which case we won't be sponsoring anything. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of the week.